So Coda took the liberty of chewing this postcard very strategically. Merlin.
Oh, yeah. Ah! Oh my Jesus. I didn't...
Look what he did. Do you notice why he cut out of the picture?
Gotta get my heart rate down.
That can't be a coincidence, can it? Huh, seem a lot happier now after that.
Planning something.
Clearly.
Did you notice that, John?
Shit.
Did you guys notice someone got a bath?
Yeah, that's why you're so poofy.
It's Puffy. Oh my god.
Who's so handsome? You're so handsome.
Oh, dramatic. Dramatic.
What?
I
The most dramatic puppy I've ever met in my life.
He is. Do you want to give him a hug yesterday? And he bought. You were there, right, Amanda?
Yeah.
Want to give him a hug and he went.
Yeah.
A hug.
Did he hug you too
A
hard?
hug.
Did he hug you? Did Daddy hug you too hard?
Oh god.
Ow, son of a bitch!
Sorry, there's-
What'd you pull
There's
from
a stray hair right there. Can you get it or not?
No!
Right here. Do you see it?
No,
Do
yeah,
you see it?
no, I feel it.
Do you want me to get it?
No.
I will get it for you.
I said no.
Oh, I still didn't get it. Hold on. It's just curling now. Damn it.
I have a random hair on my face. Ow, fuck.
Why isn't it coming
I
off?
don't know how many times I said don't do it.
Oh, sorry. Speaking about painful memories and painful things.
So we thought we'd talk a little bit about rejections.
It's a
Because,
great topic to talk about.
yeah. So if life isn't depressing enough, know that everyone goes through rejections.
I think it's more personal when it's something that you love so much, such as your passion in life.
I've been rejected plenty of times. Are you serious? Are we really doing this again?
It's still
It
there.
hurts.
I know it's still
It
there.
hurts.
It's there. I promise you it's there.
Cut a move.
I'm not making this up.
I don't
Do you,
see nothing.
do you see it? Okay. Forget it then. Just forget it.
Do you guys see it?
It's like right there. Somewhere.
Right on the middle of my forehead
No.
is a hair
No,
grown?
no, no. It's right.
I'm a monster.
Here, I'll hand it to you. Oh, I might have gotten it.
Yeah.
No one ever wants to feel rejected. I
Yeah.
think that's why people give up on a lot of things, because they feel rejected. So we actually, before we started our stories, we wanted to talk about who is sponsoring this video, and that's an awesome company called Skillshare, which is actually this awesome website that offers classes on anything you can imagine, such as writing, graphic design, and everything.
As a writer, who went to college, who went, high school, loved writing from the beginning, there's not a lot of classes that you can take that can help you that could prepare you to be an author. There's creative writing, but creative writing is such a huge range. Writing is only a small percentage of being an author, and I didn't have a class to teach me how to get published.
I think there's something like 10 to 15,000 classes on Skillshare alone in any given field. That's a lot of classes. There's a link below. Check it out. Go ahead and check it out and see how you like it. It's actually a 2-month free trial.
I went to college to become a writer, even though you don't really need a college degree to write. But I went to a 2-year university, and I was there. I got really good grades. I busted. I worked my butt off just so I can go to this college that I really wanted to go to, a 4-year college, a 4-year university that was the only university in miles away from us, like I guess in the States I should say, that had my major, creative writing, as not even a major but a minor. And so I applied for that school, and I took all the classes I was supposed to take. I did got really good grades, and this was right in 2008. It was right when the budget cuts happened.
Oh yeah.
When the economy went down.
Yeah.
And that's when I was applying, and I got a letter back from the university saying that I was accepted, but because of budget cuts I couldn't come to the university. So I had to change my entire major that had nothing to do with my profession or what I wanted to do with my life, which really sucked. I've been rejected, even though I might have 4 books out, I've been rejected way over 500 times. I remember one time I was sending out letters to agents and publishers and for my book, and I would write down the name of the agent or the publisher that I was writing to, and I was making a list. So I made like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I would do a bunch of them, email them, wait a couple months, and then try it. When I got rejected by all of them, I would go and make an add to that list. So I knew that I wasn't hitting the same agents or publishers over and over again.
Yeah.
So I think it was after a year later, I looked at this list and it was over 500. And no one said yes to me. No one even bothered to want to look at the book. So no one even knew what my book was about. Well, they knew what my book was about, but no one wanted to do anything, wanted to even take a look at my book to whether or not they wanted to represent me. And so I was rejected over 500 times, and that was just one time I did this. So there's a lot of times that I was rejected for the same book.
It's such a difference when you have someone behind you. It's a bigger publisher that can actually have that audience already and have the reach. They can do things like get your book out there.
Yeah. I've actually gotten more success from my latest book, The Ghost of Buxton Manor. In that book, Aaron and I did everything on our own. We didn't get a publisher, we didn't get an agent. It was everything to do with ourselves. They're only gonna represent you if they know that they're gonna make money off of it, which is, you know, understandable, but at the same time, you gotta make risks. When I was writing my book, it was when Twilight was really big. And I remember looking up agents, and no agent really wanted to take you unless you had a vampire book. Because that was what was in.
Yeah.
And so, at least the agents I was looking for, because I was looking for fantasy, and all those agents were just looking for vampire books.
Plus young adult, probably.
Yeah, because in young adult vampire stories, and it was romance, and
paranormal romance was the big thing.
Yeah, and it's because Twilight did so well that they were looking for the next Twilight. And so
that's when True Blood came out. That's when every other vampire movie came out after that.
But if as a writer, if I wanted to follow that and make money and hope that my book would be the next one, I could easily write a vampire story. Well, not easily, but I could write a vampire story and hope that that would be the next one and hope these agents would take me. But I had to take a risk and write what I feel passionate about, what I love, and what the stories that come to me. So I feel like agents have to do the same thing. They have to take risks. And because whoever found Twilight was a big breakthrough. They weren't, I mean, vampires weren't as huge as they were. It was because Twilight came around and because an agent represented her. So I feel like people have to take risks.
Well said. I agree with that. Completely. 100%. So, on to my story of rejection. I have a lot of stories too. I know we're just digging on only one story because I know you have a ton of stories.
I got a bunch.
We have a ton of stories.
Really embarrassing. I want to be nice and say it's humble, but I don't.
Yeah.
I'm already humble.
I remember I was at that phase where I think everyone goes through this phase at a certain time when they're creative. They really don't know where they are on their creative path. They don't know if they haven't found their style yet or their niche, like what they want to do with their creativity, but they know they're creative. I
think that's probably with every creative avenue.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Writers don't know what they
haven't found their style, right? But
everything.
Yeah, for sure. But I think I was 23 when this happened. I was 22, and I got really into comics. I've always been into comics, not so much as reading the mainstream ones, but I remember every time I would get a comic, I was always a visual person. I always liked looking at books. I loved reading books, but I also liked looking at pictures a lot when there were pictures in books. And I don't know what got me into comics, but I connected because I've always been into nerdy stuff and video games and stuff like that and conventions.
I love my little nerd.
Yeah, I love my little nerd. So I started really getting into comics, and I started building a portfolio and doing a little story and my own first little comic. And I wanted to start getting some feedback. So we looked up a couple conventions, and I think this was one of the bigger conventions. It wasn't San Diego Comic-Con. It was a bigger convention on the bigger side of the convention circuit. And they were doing portfolio reviews, and there were people from the industry, and there would be people from actual comic companies. So I was really excited. I got a portfolio, and I got all my pages printed out and everything. I was so excited and bright-eyed, and I had the whole world in front of me. So I went to sign up, and I got one of those little raffle tickets, and I was like 39th or something crazy like that. I was almost in the back of the line, but I waited through the whole convention to get my time to talk to one of the people.
You set it up so perfectly, like, so it makes me sad.
So I went to this thing, and I won't say the company that it was for, but it was a big company. It was a big company. And looking back, I probably shouldn't have submitted or even tried to show these people my work, because I was not ready. I know I wasn't ready. And this was a huge company, and I know that certain companies look for certain things. So my work didn't even match with what they were trying to do. It was so realistic, and mine was more whimsical. But that's besides the point. So anyways, I brought my portfolio in, and I laid it out, and I remember sitting down, and there was only this one other person, this representative for, I don't even know what his position was. He was probably an editor-in-chief or something like that. Someone way high up there. And this person of this huge company, comic company, looks not even at my portfolio or anything. He doesn't even open it. It's just sitting there on the table like this. And he looks straight at me, little 23-year-old Aaron. And I always looked younger from age, just like you.
Yeah.
Like, we've always looked younger. So I probably looked 18 to him, or 17 to him. And he takes one look at me, and he said, "You're really young. How old are you?" And he just asked me how old I am off the bat.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
Right when he said that, I didn't shut down, because I'm not the type that just gives up or just gets, you know, like, quiet or anything like that. I knew that something was up, though. I was like, oh.
I feel like you get louder.
Yeah.
You get more enthusiastic when they try to shut you down.
Yeah. This was my dream, though, so this was everything to me. So when he said that, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, why are you saying this right now? Basically, he goes through the whole thing, not even looking at everything. He's like kind of flipping like this, not really looking at everything, but he's more looking at me, and he's trying to get out like certain things out of me. He's like, "Are you going to school? Have you been to school? Are you this age? Are you that age?" And I finally tell him how old I am. He's like, "You're really young. You're really young." And I was like, I know that. I don't know what else to say. I know that my work, you know, it needed work, but what I was really looking for was some kind of feedback. Well, regardless of what kind of criticism it was, honestly, I'd rather have had the horrible, harsh criticism, because he didn't give me any feedback at all. He just kept saying I was too young, too young. And I think that's bullshit, because ageism sucks. I don't look at someone, how old they are, even if they're 90 years old or if they're 18 years old. You can be mature for your age. I've always been mature for my age. And I feel like it's just the worst thing ever, because you don't know what someone's capable of. Because looking back now, yeah, I did kind of need that little reality check, but I would have been way better off if he would have given me some kind of feedback. Like something to help me, like work on your faces or work on your anatomy or something like that. He just turned me down out of nowhere, didn't give any reason.
He probably doesn't even realize how effective he was to you.
I don't, exactly.
Like what he did by saying that.
That's what I thought portfolio reviews were supposed to be.
They should be.
You know, reviewing your work and giving you some kind of feedback.
Especially if you're representing a company.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know. I mean, look where I am now. I have my own online comic, and it's doing very well. And I get to reach out to so many people and make so many people happy and smile and laugh. I could still be a lot further if I had those skills, or if I had that, you know, that encouraging word or anything. Anything, literally anything.
I know.
But,
it's okay. Yeah. Every time I got rejected, the rejected email would be a generic one. Sorry that your novel doesn't, no, it was,
we could probably recite it.
Thank you for submitting the blog, whatever.
Insert title here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, your novel doesn't fit with what the company is looking for right now, or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
How would you know if you didn't read the book? How would you know?
I hope you guys, you know, can relate to us on these rejection stories. I'm sure you all have plenty of stories too. If you want to share your story, we love reading the comments, and you know we love talking to you guys. So leave your comment, tell us your story, your rejection story. We love to hear it.
Definitely, guys. Please help us not be alone with the rejection letters.
We're here for you too.
Yes,
so don't ever feel rejected.
We can cry
would
together.
never reject you.